He said it at the dinner table in front of everyone. "I'm in love with your wife." The room froze. Ringo Starr stared at George Harrison, stunned, while his wife, Maureen, sat in silence. That one line didn't just spark whispers. It cracked open the private world of the Beatles, revealing a betrayal that fans would only piece together years later. George's wife at the time, Pattie Boyd, called it the final straw. She believed George was having an affair with Maureen. Boyd recalled nights when Maureen would show up at George's home, Friar Park, supposedly to listen to music, but she didn't just listen. She stayed until morning. One evening, Pattie caught them. George and Maureen were locked away in a room. When she pounded on the door, George opened it casually, brushing it off with a smirk, saying, "She's tired." But to Pattie, this was no accident, it was a pattern. And soon George would make it undeniable. At that dinner with Ringo, Maureen, and Pattie all present, George openly declared his love for Ringo's wife. Ringo's reaction has been remembered in different ways. Some claim he muttered something like, "Better you than someone we don't know." But whether that was humor, shock, or heartbreak, it didn't matter. The damage was done. Pattie later wrote that the betrayal burned deeper than any of George's past affairs. It wasn't a stranger this time. It was Maureen, her husband's bandmate's wife, and worse, one of her closest friends. Rumors spread quickly. Some swore George had been caught in bed with Maureen. Others argued it was more emotional than physical. Maureen herself never confirmed anything, but Pattie was convinced, and she walked away from the marriage not long after. The fallout didn't stop there. Ringo's marriage to Maureen collapsed too, ending in 1975. Within just a few years, the web of trust that once bound these four people together had unraveled completely. And yet, here's the strange part. Despite the betrayal, George and Ringo didn't stay enemies. They eventually made peace, recording on each other's solo albums, even appearing together years later. The wounds never erased, but somehow the music still carried them forward. In the end, this wasn't just a private scandal. It was a glimpse behind the curtain at how even the most legendary friendships can break under pressure. Love, loyalty, betrayal, played out, not in song lyrics, but in their own lives. Because behind the fame and behind the music, the Beatles were, after all, still human. And sometimes, their biggest dramas happened far away from the stage.